You're listening to the Whatchu Doin Wilmington podcast, your favorite podcast, highlighting the positive people, places, and things in the beautiful city of Wilmington, North Carolina. Hosted by Demia Avery. I see you, we see you, and it's great to be seen.
Hello, everyone. This is Demia Avery with Whatchu Doin, North Carolina. And this podcast is designed to highlight the positive people, places, and things here in the beautiful state of North Carolina. I see you, we see you, and it's great to be seen. Now, today we have an amazing guest in the house. And as you know, this week we're celebrating the North Carolina Black Film Festival. And I just couldn't let this moment go by without speaking to one of the most important people that makes this machine run. Please welcome the North Carolina Black Film Festival director, the very beautiful Charlon Turner Everett. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it right. It is Charlon, right? Or is it?
It's actually Charlon, like Charles.
Charlon.
Charlon.
Okay, I know I'm not saying this right, but look, we have to make sure that we're saying our names right because you earned the right for people to say it right. So it's Charlon.
That's right.
Charlon.
Yes.
Okay, so listen, I know you must be really busy right now with everything going on. So tell everyone, what exactly does your job entail? Because what I imagine in my head is that you just running around with your head cut off like a chicken with their head cut off. So what is the responsibility of a festival director?
You have it quite accurate. I feel like my head is chopped clean off. We are in the crunch of getting everything done, all of the fine details. I often say I get to wear the hat of the director, but this is a team effort. There are quite a few of us that work behind the scenes. I say we're a small team, but we are mighty. So I just try to help coordinate. I help develop the teams, make sure that every area of the festival is together. That we have a team to cover every particular area, corresponding with the filmmakers, making sure that we know when they're coming in, what do they need. Our lead programmer is reviewing and watching all of the films and kind of communicating with the filmmakers as what films are selected. Once they're selected, they kind of get given to me. They become kind of my babies to make sure that they have everything that they need before the festival starts as they're getting ready to travel in, making sure they know about accommodations. One thing about our festival, we are the North Carolina Black Film Festival. We're in our 21st year here in Wilmington, North Carolina, and we're known for our hospitality. That's something we go above and beyond to make sure that our filmmakers are taken care of. So a lot of the pieces that happen leading up to that, making sure that we're meeting early on to start planning, when we start talking about who our honorees are going to be, who our special guests are, any special categories that we want to include, if we're going to have panels, if we're going to have workshops. But really, I'm kind of that person at the top trying to make sure that all of these little pieces and engines are working together to get it done. It's not anything that I do by myself. We have a team that has been dedicated for quite a few years into making this film festival the success that it is.
Love it. Now, is that something, this particular job, is that something that you fell into, or is it something that you like educated and trained? Because I know that you have background experience in like human resources and things like that, but do you have to have like public relations experience as well? How do you fall into that type of stuff?
I have a very interesting path. To be quite honest with you, I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in directing and acting from UNC Greensboro. That's where I went to school. That's my passion. That's my love. If it paid the bills, that is what I would be doing. But we all know what it's like to be a starving artist. So I've kind of stepped away from that a little bit. I do some things on the side. I actually did a play earlier in April for Black Women's History Month that we did a production. So I hadn't done a play in a couple of years. So I just did that right before starting and, getting heavily deep into getting ready for the film festival. So that goes back to me running with my head cut off because it's been a
Right.
crazy time coming out of a play and then trying to get ready for the film festival. But my background is in theater, done film, done some television. I do work in the HR space now. I'm a part of people operations and I work for a tech company. It's very strange the path that I've been on. I've done public relations and marketing. I have a small business that I started years ago called Turner Solutions, where we were doing public relations, marketing, social media for small businesses as well as nonprofits. I started that back when the social media thing first hit the fan and people kind of thought it was a fad. They didn't think this was really going to be a thing. I was kind of carving a niche doing that and helping businesses who had boards that really weren't interested in pursuing social media. Well, we don't want to be bothered with that. And I would work with organizations, nonprofits, letting them know that this is a handy tool that you can utilize to promote your business and bring awareness, whether it's about your organization as a nonprofit or the business or the products that you're providing. So I do have a little bit of that. I won't say I'm trained in public relations at all, but
Yeah.
I do some of that. And my training really is in the theater world, but I've been working in the HR space for over 7 years now.
But by you working at the with the film festival, I would imagine this feeds the artistry side of you too.
It
Does
really does. Like, I love doing the film festival. It's a lot of work. It can be stressful trying to juggle a full-time job. We all have lives outside of the festival.
Mhm.
And all of us are volunteer. There are no paid positions for our team at this point.
Yeah.
That is something I'd like to be able to get us to, whether it's just a stipend. But right now, everyone that is involved in the festival volunteers, from the board of directors to the festival committee, and of course to our volunteers that help us out as well.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. So you really
Yeah.
have to enjoy what you do, and you really have to have a passion for that project to even to come alive, because for it to be all volunteers and to be that effective and that big of a thing that you all do, that's pretty awesome.
Thank you. It's a lot of hard work, and there are times when it gets extremely overwhelming.
Yeah.
But like you said, it feeds that thing that I miss. I miss the arts. I miss, the world of film and theater and all of that. So it's a great opportunity to kind of connect my business side to
Yeah.
my art side and passion. So I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I would like to see us be able to kind of build it and create some kind of paid positions. I think we've been around long enough, and it's just going to help take the festival even higher if
Yeah.
we can bring someone in and be able to compensate them in some way.
I love that. Now, with all these things going on, all these different jobs that you're doing and throughout your day, so I'm going to ask you something really crazy. So, I need for you to walk me through your day to day. So, starting from the alarm clock, ring, ring, ring.
Um, let's see. Well, usually we first wake up, we grab that phone. So that's probably what I'm doing. I try to take a moment to pray and thank the Lord for waking me up this morning and, leading me on my way throughout the day. Jump up, take a shower. Sometimes I get up and work out. Sometimes I don't. Let's see. I get ready. I drive. We moved kind of outside of the Wilmington area, so I got a little bit of a commute to work, which I'm not used to having. So
Yeah.
I do that. I go to work. I work in employee relations, so it is crazy right now. I always say, because of when the weather gets hot, the stuff starts flying. And so it's been really, really busy at work. I work throughout the day, usually about 9 to 5, 9 to 5:30. And usually when I leave there, I have somewhere to be, whether it's going to check on my grandmother who's 90 years old. She turned 90 this year. Whether it's going to a meeting for the film festival, whether it's going to rehearsal for a play, whether it's a church function or meeting that we have, or a community event. Usually there's something. I usually don't get home before 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Very, very seldom.
I love it. And you keep Jesus in there.
Yes, yes. You have to. I wouldn't make it without him.
Amen. Amen. So what can we expect from this year's festival? Anything new and exciting?
I am so excited. Last year for the 20th anniversary, we brought in Pam Grier. So I was so worried, like, how are we going to top that to have such an icon in our presence? She was here for 2 days. She was so down to earth, had so much fun. But I am so excited about what we have planned this year. We have some incredible film. We have some special guests that are joining us and that are going to be a part of the festival. We have what we call the Center Mixer, which is really our opening reception, but we call it Center Mixer. We have a live band, we have beer and wine, we have hors d'oeuvres, and then we have our opening film, which is going to be a Wu-Tang experience at the Red Rock Amphitheater. And I am so excited. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. I haven't watched the film yet, but I am so thrilled to see this and what they've done and how they combine their music and hip hop with the symphony and with the orchestra. I think it is so compelling. And the response that we've gotten from people that are really interested in checking that out. So I'm just super excited about opening night. On Fridays, we always have our student films, which are in the evening time. So we always want to, look for the next up and coming filmmaker. We know how challenging it can be for students, especially Black students. And we want to make sure that they have an outlet for their films and their projects. So that's what we spend a large part of our afternoon doing on Friday, is highlighting student films. And we also give an award to them on Sunday during the awards ceremony. We have some shorts and some documentaries that we're going to show. We're actually showing the Freaknik documentary on Friday evening. The two producers, Nikki Biles and Jay Allen, have ties to Wilmington. So they're going to be here in person and providing a Q&A after the film. So I know people can see it online and it's streaming, but you have an opportunity to meet two of the producers and talk with them directly. And they both have ties to this area, which is really awesome. I'm super excited about BK Fulton, who's coming. Christopher introduced me to him and all of his accolades and attributes and all of the things that he's accomplished in the industry, not just in film, but in theater. He's also in the tech space. Like, he is so accomplished and an accomplished businessman before he moved into the realm of art. So I'm really looking forward to meeting him. We're going to show his film, The Kill Room, which stars Samuel Jackson, and he's going to be here. We're going to have a fireside chat with him on Saturday evening, really kind of delve into how he got into this space and how he's been able to really support and accomplish and put a light on Black arts. He's got some Tony-winning, Tony-nominated theater productions that he's done that just is really, really impressive. We have some great documentaries that are going to show Saturday afternoon. We're in 2 locations, Jingo's Playhouse, which is always a supporter. We're there every year, but we're going to be there Friday and Saturday. We're also at Phalion Hall this year and their Black Box Theater, where we're going to have some of the film. And then Sunday, we're showing Art Beats and Lyrics, which is super amazing. Chris has been telling me about them and all that they've done and just watching them. I hope that we can bring it to Wilmington at some point, but just having an outlet and a showcase for our Black visual artists. We don't get to see a lot of that, and how they've created that platform with our flair to it. How we do things, and we always do it, I think, better than the rest. It's definitely got our stamp on it with the music, with the hip hop, with the visual piece to it. So I'm really excited to show that documentary. And then just the irony that the closing night is at the Cameron Art Museum. So it's just a perfect location to show that film. And that director is also going to be present so that we can talk with him and talk about the process and how they developed this particular project. So I know I said a lot, but it's a lot packed into the 4 days.
I love your energy. And you know what I love, and I'm listening to you, I can hear your passion about the whole project, just in how you're talking and speaking about it. And why is this so important to you? Because I can tell you it's important to you for our culture. And I can tell that you're very passionate about that. Why is that so important to you?
I just think it's important that we have an outlet to tell our stories by us. A lot of people monetize what belongs to us, and we've seen it throughout history. A lot of people like to tell our stories. We know we got it going on. We're fly, we're Black magic, whatever you want to call it. We just have that thing that people are so interested in. But I want it to belong to us. You know, I don't mind you sharing it, but you shouldn't be the only people with a voice. We have so many varied stories, so much history that we can share. And I think it's incumbent upon us as a community, as a people, to create those outlets for each other, not looking for some other demographic to create the opportunity for us. It's important for us to create it and allow our artists to have a platform and a place to showcase their talents, to showcase their stories, and let it come from us. So that is something that is really, really important to me. And I'm grateful for, you know, the film festival, for the people who started it long before I got involved. You know, Rhonda Bellamy and a group of young adults, you know, 25 years ago, they started this and had a vision for it. And look how far we brought it. And that's another reason why it's important to continue. As we know, the film festival industry is changing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of diminishing in some ways, but we got to continue to have an outlet for our filmmakers to share our stories, because if we don't, who will?
Right. Now, this is not your, well, how many years have you been working with the film festival?
I've probably been working with the film festival for about 15 years. I moved back to the area. I thought I was going to be here temporarily. I thought I was moving to California to pursue my dreams as an actress. And I ended up staying here, but I got connected to some artists in the area. They were in the middle of a production when I moved here, and I just kind of tagged along. You know, I would go to the rehearsals and sit and help out. And from that, I've kind of formed this artist community and got connected. My mentor, Rhonda Bellamy, who I said started the organization, she's now the director of the Arts Council of Wilmington and New Hanover County.
Hi, Rhonda.
Yes. You know, so just being able to shadow and learn from her. And I remember one year right before she stepped down, we were in the middle of the production, the film festival. I'd always done the public relations and social media, and she introduced me and was like, yeah, this is our director in training. And I was shocked. She said this in front of a room full of people at the Cameron Art Museum. And I was like, no, I'm not. And where was I? And what was I doing the very next year? Running the festival.
That's right. That was an absolute honor, especially coming from her. So that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. Now, out of all your experiences, out of all the times, and I don't know if you can pull something out, but out of all the times that you have been working with the film festival, do you have something like an experience? If you could name like a memorable experience that you had, or a memorable moment, do you have anything that you could share?
I'll give you two.
Okay.
One is when we brought Ava DuVernay to Wilmington. This was long before anyone knew her, and she had accomplished all that she's accomplished now. You know, I love the fact that we were among the first. Rhonda was still running the festival at that time, but the fact that we were able to bring Ava DuVernay to Wilmington, North Carolina, she was doing her independent film. I think Middle of Nowhere may have been the film that we showed. That was just a super exciting time to meet her, and now to look at where she is today and all that she's done, how she's impacted the industry, all that she's accomplished. So I would say that when I was just working with the festival, when I started running the festival, we added a component to the festival called Fashion and Film. Okay. And it was so different. And I think some of the board and some of the committee were like, what are we doing? What does that have to do with the film festival? But it was such an incredible component. My best friend had actually moved to the area. We've been friends since the 6th grade. She had lived in Atlanta, moved back here, always been into fashion design. And it was her idea. And we added it to our closing night. We did it a couple of years. The first year, she did highlights of Black classic films like Mahogany. The second year, she was inspired by Coming to America. And when I tell you we did that, we brought in African drummers. All of the fashions were originally designed, but they were inspired by Coming to America. When I tell you I felt the ancestors in that room, I almost jumped out of my skin. It was so powerful being in that space and watching these beautiful Black people walk across the stage in their fashion, having the African drums playing. It was just an incredible time. So that had to be one of my favorite festivals, and to be the director over it during that season and being able to see that come to life and that vision and what it added to the festival was just really incredible.
That's awesome. Now, what are you hoping that people get out or take away from this year's festival?
I really want people to get out of their box a little bit. I think film festivals reach a niche crowd. It's not something the masses come out to do, but I want people to say, hey, I want to do something different. I want to expose myself to something out of my norm and come check it out. Come see these films. There's a variety of what the films that we have are about, so from documentaries to history, from comedy to romance, there's just so many different things. We have a family cinema that we do on Saturday morning. It's free and open to the community, and it's age appropriate films that you can bring your kids out to see. Like, we want there to be a little bit of something for everybody, but to really realize the impact that we have with the stories that we tell and all the things that we can do. Like, I'd love for people to come out and meet BK Fulton. I think the fact that he has done so much in the industry, he lives in Virginia. He's not in LA, he's not in New York, he lives in Virginia. And he is so excited. Like, as soon as we reached out to him to tell him we were honoring him, it wasn't, we don't have time for that. He is so excited to be here and to come down here and to share with us. Like, I think that's incredible. That we can live in a small town like Wilmington, but we can expose our community to something that they may not get elsewhere. You could go all over the country or all over this, other states and participate in something like this, but we're bringing it to you. And that's what I really want people to come out and just get a taste of it. Bring your family out, come out with your husband, your spouse, your partner, your date, and just do something different and check out the films that our people are making and the stories that we're telling.
I love it. I love it. I love your energy. I can't even front on that. I love it. So how can people purchase tickets? Where can they go to get the tickets?
You can go to blackartsalliance.org and our tickets are up there. The lineup is up there so you can actually see the film. You can read the synopsis. Go ahead and make your schedule, what films you want to see on what day and what time. And you can buy and purchase tickets through Eventbrite, but that link is on the website. We're posting all over social media. So our Facebook page is North Carolina Black Film Festival. You have to spell it all the way out. But we're out there posting all kinds of information about the festival, the films, the artists, the guests that are coming. So definitely just check us out. Go to the site, get your tickets, get your passes, check out the schedule, bring a friend, spread the word.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that I have you all's information at the bottom of the post when, at the bottom of the post. So if they don't go directly to your site, that I have the link so they can come from my site directly to your site. Because I'm gonna make sure that everybody comes out and support. And even if you're not from here, come from out of town, come and enjoy it. And I am so happy that I had a chance to talk with you today. You are an absolute delight. I love it. I love it. I love it. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you want to share? Because I want to make sure that everybody knows everything there is to know about the festival.
Sure. And like you were saying, we're a day trip from a lot of cities, from Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Fayetteville, Greenville, Goldsboro. So definitely drive down to Wilmington, stay for the weekend, come in for one day. One thing that I'm also excited about is that we are honoring Christopher Everett as our trailblazer filmmaker this year. He has had such an impact on independent film, documentary film, from his professional work to the films that he's doing, as well as the support that he has offered other filmmakers and productions. And I'm just excited that he has been nominated, that we're honoring him this year. Yes, that is my husband, but I'm just thrilled that this opportunity has come. I feel like it's long overdue. There were a couple of meetings where neither of us were present, and he was nominated, and I heard it was anonymous by across the board for everyone that wanted to acknowledge him. So it was great to come back and hear that and have that surprise waiting for him. So he has a lot to share about the industry. We're going to have an opportunity to talk with him as well. So that's just another jewel that's going to happen during the festival, and I encourage people to come take out and network, take advantage of the opportunity to learn from each other, network, partner with each other, whether it's business, film, whatever it is. There are so many people that are going to be there with so many skills and talents. Come out and, connect with them and see what projects you guys can create together.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys. So that's all that we have for today. I want to thank Charlon. I got it right.
Yes.
I want to thank her for coming on the show today. I want her to invite you back anytime you want to promote, anytime you just want to talk, chat it up, anything, come back on the show. And we'll be right here for you. So, all right, guys, home is where the heart is, and my heart is in North Carolina. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.